Imagine living in a world where the government doesn't just track your DNA to find your soulmate. They legally force you to stay married, make divorce a criminal offense, and send armed enforcers to your door if you try to leave. Welcome to the Marriage Act, the second chilling installment in John Marr's Dark Future series. If you love near-future dystopian thrillers that feel terrifyingly plausible, psychological suspense, and stories about ordinary people pushed to their absolute breaking point by an oppressive state, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in speculative thriller fiction, blending the suffocating dread of a totalitarian social policy with the raw emotional intensity of people fighting for their right to choose. The narrative kicks off in a near-future United Kingdom, where the government has enacted the Marriage Act, a draconian law that mandates all couples who have been together for 5 years or more must legally marry, and divorce is now a criminal offense. The story follows multiple characters, each trapped in their own personal nightmare: a woman in a loveless marriage to a man she no longer loves, a husband trapped with a controlling, abusive spouse, and a couple whose relationship has completely crumbled, but who are legally bound together forever. The atmosphere is thick with the claustrophobic dread of a home that has become a prison, the constant paranoia of government surveillance, and the terrifying realization that the state has the power to dictate the most intimate aspects of your life. Marrs excels at capturing the slow-burn psychological horror of being trapped, making every forced smile and every locked door feel like a ticking time bomb. At the core of the book's addictive appeal is its terrifyingly plausible exploration of government overreach and the loss of personal autonomy. This isn't a distant futuristic dystopia with laser guns and space colonies. It's a world that feels like it could be just around the corner, where the erosion of rights happens under the guise of social stability and protecting the family unit. Watching the characters navigate the bureaucratic nightmare of a system designed to crush dissent and the terrifying lengths they must go to in order to reclaim their freedom is both deeply unsettling and incredibly gripping. The audiobook narration brings the quiet, domestic horror to life, making the sound of a key turning in a lock and the cold, bureaucratic tone of a government official feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the dystopian premise and the political intrigue, the soul of the Marriage Act lies in its deeply human characters and the emotional weight of their impossible choices. Marrs writes with a raw, unflinching honesty about the complexities of relationships, the reality of domestic abuse, and the devastating impact of a system that refuses to acknowledge that sometimes love dies. The multiple POV structure allows the listener to experience the full spectrum of human desperation, from quiet, simmering resentment to explosive life-or-death rebellion. The audiobook format perfectly captures the fractured, desperate voices of people who are being crushed by the weight of a law that was supposed to help them. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. The characters' desperate attempts to escape their legally married marriages collide in a spectacular, high-stakes confrontation with the full, terrifying power of the state. The finale is a breathtaking display of raw courage, tactical ingenuity, and the unbreakable human desire for freedom. It delivers a massive, emotionally resonant payoff that will leave you questioning the very nature of love, choice, and the price of compliance. The Marriage Act is a triumph of the dystopian thriller genre. It is smart, terrifying, and unapologetically intense. John Marrs has crafted a novel that proves the most dangerous prisons are the ones we're forced to call home. Plug in your headphones, check the locks on your doors, and join the resistance. The government says, "Till death do us part," but they're about to find out that some people would rather die than comply.